Welcome to Three Thoughts On. Thank you everybody that's online. Thank you everybody that is here. Today we have Mike and Ralph from Upgrade Labs. Mike, Ralph, how are you guys doing today?
Doing great. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for making the time. I'm very excited about the fact that I have you two here, as my guests in my podcast, but also excited about your company and the fact that you're new here to Lake Nona. So first of all, welcome to Lake Nona. We're very happy to have you here. So what I'd like to do is give you the opportunity to introduce yourselves, give us a little bit of background about your story and how you ended up doing what you're doing today.
Awesome. My name is Mike. I started the health and wellness journey about 6 years ago. And what brought me into this is trying to help others, and especially my mom, since she got diagnosed with cancer. So I tried to not have her do any chemo or radiation, try to lean more towards the holistic ways, and the journey start, and she's doing a lot better than what chemo and all that radiation will happen, so it was a blessing for us to be in that and get more awake and do more research and reading and figure everything out. And at that time, I was also working in the hospitality business, so I was also focusing more on the food and the workouts and everything like that, so maintain the lifestyle with a lot of hours of work, of course. But and me and Ralph, we've been friends for a while, so Ralph told me that he's looking into getting into Upgrade Labs, so I was directly on board with him. So we started the journey at that time.
How about you, Ralph? Tell us a little bit about you. How did you end up finding out about Upgrade Labs?
Well, I have to rewind a little bit here. So in my past life, I was a software executive, successful, doing well. About 2008, I started having some real serious health concerns, which only deteriorated to the point that about 10 years ago, I couldn't work anymore. I couldn't move sometimes, mental fog, severe enough that I just retired. I just quit the world. I left civilization 10 years ago.
Wow.
And because I had nothing but time, I decided to study. I had a lot of doctors helping me, good doctors trying to help me, to no avail. I did all kinds of testing. I wasn't getting any better. As a matter of fact, I was getting really bad. So I studied, 100 hours a week. I started experimenting. I started learning about functional medicine. Started hearing about people like Dave Asprey, amongst many others, Cougarman and Peter Attia, and all the usual crowd of people. Most importantly, experimenting, taking risks, stacking, and I got better all of a sudden. And then once I got better, I wanted to optimize. Once I started to optimize, I had way too much energy to be retired on a remote beach. So I said, okay, I want to open an Upgrade Labs because now this is not our job, this is a calling. The next question was where? And Lake Nona just became a magnet because of the intention, the philosophy behind what Lake Nona stands for. So, long story short, here we are. We opened 3 weeks ago. Super excited.
Oh, that's a great story. So both of you inspired, you by your mom, you by your own, your own health issues. For Mike, for those people in the audience and people here who don't recognize the name Upgrade Labs, can you give us a little bit of background on who, what is Upgrade Labs? I know who they are, but
Absolutely, yes. Upgrade Labs is a state-of-art facility. It's a biohacking facility that we focus on longevity, treat chronic inflammation, and help to the cellular level. So we focus on the cellular health for one fact because cells are mainly everything in your body. Either they put you down or bring you up. So once we be able to recharge those cells, be able to have them energized and ready to go, we can achieve so much. It just start there, and we can focus on recovery, focus on optimizing performance, and on strength training and cognitive health. So that's what we focus on.
And you guys are here now, but Upgrade Labs actually has a franchise model now, right? So there's, I think this is the seventh, eighth, or ninth location.
It's the 10th location,
10th location, okay, across the country and growing, right? And it was founded by Dave Asprey. I've been following Dave for quite some time. His story is quite compelling. He also had, battles with his own health.
For sure.
And I remember, I'm actually glad to see how much he's been able to help people, because in the beginning there was a lot of skepticism about what he was doing, but he just persevered and continued to look for alternative options, work with the medical group, but also look for alternative options to try to help people feel better and optimize their health. And now we have this location, specifically here in Lake Nona, which I'm very eager to go see. Tell us a little bit about what can someone expect when they walk into an upgrades lab. What kind of equipment do you have there? What kind of things do people experience as they go into your facilities?
Yeah, so first thing first, we want to introduce all the modalities to everyone, give them a little tour. We have a recovery side, we have a performance side. On a recovery side, we focus on, one of the things is lymphatic drainage and detoxification of the body. The other part will be down to something called PEMF. It's a pulse electromagnetic field that can help charge the cells and help down to the bone. Like with anybody with severe pain in the bone or back pain, past injury, we can help them recover faster on that end, because we're charging the cells to go to and fight the inflammation, lower the inflammation down and heal. PMF actually helps the natural body healing mechanisms. And the third tool will be metabolic training. Metabolic training is an oxygen training for the body. We stress the body with low oxygen level to be more adaptive. It's like doing an altitude training, going up in a mountain, going down. And all that that I mentioned is more like just you're sitting back, relaxing, and let the technology do it for you. You're not doing any effort, you're not putting anything out. It just is going to help you and optimize your performance, your endurance, your recovery. Inflammation is going to go down. One of my favorite technically is the cryo that we have. We have an enclosed cryo chamber with starts at negative 140 degrees and goes down to negative 175 degree. 2 minutes to 3.5 minutes. That's it. Very fast, very efficient. It's similar to cold plunges, but instead of being in the water and at 38 to 40 degrees and wait for like 8 to 10 minutes to drop your body temperature by 20 degrees, you can do it in 2 minutes in a cryo. So it's more efficient, and you don't have to get wet. You don't have to do all that. You can just go in and go out in 2 minutes and do the same result. One of the jewels of Upgrade Labs will be the red charger. It's a red light therapy and frequency therapy that can help recharge the cells, can help with a lot of chronic disease and inflammation. It have a frequency that can penetrate through the body to target certain areas: inflammation, skeletal muscles, brain, female vitality, male vitality, lungs, kidney, bladder, anything related to organ also can help with that. And we have a protocol that we set up on doing something called cell health analysis. Once we see your cell health analysis and your body composition and putting that into your goals, we can build a protocol for you to see which modality you should be using the most, or how many times you have to come in. And especially like two things that we actually tend to lose as we getting older: oxygen and muscles. So we do have the oxygen, the metabolic training that can help you with oxygen level, and we do have the performance side. Performance side is very efficient, is a 20-minute workout that can give you strength training, that can give you a lot benefit, because I have a lot of different features that can help you with the strength, help you build muscles. Something against gravity in a sense, because what it does is something called eccentric overload. Is going to put the maximum, is going to give you the maximum amount of load that your body can handle with the AI technology that we have, is gonna see your performance, see your mobility, flexibility, and strength assessment that you do with the machine, and then it's gonna load you with the maximum amount of weight for the shortest amount of time. And with the eccentric overload, it's gonna put more weight on the negative automatically, and help your muscle just being more involved in the training as well, because you don't find this at the gym where people go and do eccentric overload. It's not available, but the AI made it available for everybody. And the AI, every time you're gonna log into your profile, is gonna give you the best workout for your body.
So let's dive in a little bit into each one of these technologies. I am familiar with cold plunges. Like my friend Terry is here. I used to go to his house and use his tub. You know, you gotta fill it up with water and ice and then jump in, right? And I have been very curious about the dynamics of the body doing it in a cold plunge versus doing it in a cryo machine, right? You know, are there any significant differences, or is the expectation and the result pretty much the same?
The results are the same, I would say, faster. And like for me, cold plunge was very hard to do. Like I have to force my body into the cold water. I mean, it wasn't comfortable for me, to be honest with you. The cryo, I felt it so much easier. It was easy. Anybody can do it. You're just walking in, walking out for 2 minutes, and give you the same results and the same benefits. You know, with lowering inflammation level, help you shred some visceral fat, which is the fat around the organs, help produce endorphins in the body that can help you go out and still have full energy afterwards. We do it before training, for example, so you have a full endorphin flow in your body that can put you into work and do the right workout.
And you only need to do it for about 2 to 3 minutes, right?
Yes.
That's because the cold plunge, I remember getting, the more I did it, the longer I could stay in the water. I got to about 6 minutes, right? And then I had to get out. But I didn't start at 6 minutes. It started maybe at 50 seconds, and then you're gonna work your way up.
Yep.
Your body starts adapting to that
sure.
shock. But with the cryo machine, you never go up, in time, right? Or am I, correct me if I'm wrong there. I mean, do you have to change your protocol at all?
I just wanted to add a little bit to that. One of the things about cryo, first, this is electric cryo, which is whole body, versus a nitrogen when your head needs to be out. One of the biggest areas impacted by the extreme cold is actually the back of your neck. That triggers a cascading effect through the body. So you can't get that with nitrogen, and unless you're well submerged at 36 degrees or below water, you're not going to get quite the impact. When it comes to electric cryo, you can do it anywhere from 2 minutes to up to 4 minutes, rather 3.5. But we can also manipulate the temperature and the wind that hits you. So the experience can be vastly different from beginner to advanced. And it's quite something, but it's very doable. You get in there, 3-4 minutes, you're done, you're still dry, and you move on.
That is great. That is great. Let's jump into the light therapy. Is the experience more like a Juve-like machine where you're standing in front of a wall, or is it more like a Thor lay-down bed, or is it something completely different?
It is a bed.
It is a bed?
It is a bed, yes. It's a bed that closes
It
up
has
and
a
down.
clamp,
Yes,
kind of,
yeah.
and then
360 degrees, the light is on you. Yep.
and then you're there for 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Different protocols, different sessions have different timing, but 15 to 21 minutes, that's the minimum and maximum.
Okay. What other products do you have in there? Actually, what I'm interested in too is what does a particular circuit look like for, let's say I wanted to come over and join your program?
So, Rafael, Mike explained a lot of the modalities that we do, but maybe we should rewind a little bit and talk about the philosophy of why Upgrade Labs
Absolutely,
exists to begin
please.
with.
Please go ahead.
So, again, this is Dave Asprey's brainchild, and he doesn't do anything halfway. And our goal here, functional longevity and resilient bodies, resilient people. at any age, whether you're a young athlete that needs to recover faster to train harder and win more, or you are somebody that's coming to term like, wow, at 35 or 40 years old, I'm not as bright as I used to be, whatever the case may be. That all begins with relaxed biology. If your biology is stressed and treading water just to survive, fight or flight, you're not going to be thriving. That's just a fact. But at Brick Labs, we focus on 4 areas. First area is recovery. Recovery means, in a nutshell, battling or taming down chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation, it's the root of many, many diseases and bad things that happen to people. So the recovery area, which includes lymphatic drainage to detox, which includes pulse electromagnetic fields to restore your voltage at a cellular level and get rid of pain and things like that, includes hypoxic training to, again, make your cells better, your body better at utilizing oxygen. Cryotherapy, those are all modalities that fall under the recovery aspect. So that's one of 4, recovery. The second one is muscle. Not so much for looks, but the first thing that we do for any member is we do a cell health analysis, where we look at your body composition, your cellular health, etc. But you can't have a good life if you don't have sufficient muscle mass to support your body and do the activities that you want to do. Today, in 10 years, or what's referred to as the marginal decade, which is the last 10 years of your life, however you envision that. What would you like to be like then? So we are able to tell whether you have enough muscle today or not, and what the trends are once we repeat this test. So that's the second one, strength. So resistance training, and we do that in a very condensed way. Like Mike said, we use very high-end machines with AI that get to know you and will load your body to create the maximum adaptation in the minimal amount of time. So that's the second one, resistance, muscles, which includes bones, by the way, bone health, because resistance helps it. The third one is cardio. And cardio, not to train you to do one of the fantastic Spartan races, but cardio so that you have a healthy VO2 max. VO2 max being a well-accepted measure of cardiovascular health. And we have modalities that in as little as 16 minutes twice a week, meaning in sessions of 8 minutes and 40 seconds twice a week, we can improve your VO2 max. And that's what you need to be healthy. That's the third one. And the fourth one is mental. It's getting your brain into waves that are not high up, into more relaxed wave states where you're not, again, in fight or flight, you're more in rest and digest. You can focus on being creative on your life. You are responding, you're not reacting to what's going on around you. So those are the 4 things that we focus on, that we thrive on. Every piece of equipment in our facility contributes to one of those 4 things. So with that, then you can explain the actual devices better in that context.
No, thank you for that background, because that actually helps understand the flow for a given individual based on their needs. Right? One of the things that I am very personally excited about the current state of technology in medicine and prevention and longevity is the fact that we're learning more and more that, and not just learning, we're coming up with more and more evidence that individuals do better when they have personalized protocols as opposed to one-size-fits-all type of protocols. And the ability to use technology not only to give you a particular type of workout, but to be able to monitor it and then adjust it based on your gains or lack thereof, I think it's where we all are going, and rightfully so, because that seems, at least for me, I know that what works for me doesn't work for other people.
Sure.
So it sounds like, based on those four pillars that you have as the foundation for your program, a person can come in and have something that is personalized and measurable, so that they can see, because I think that's part of the problem too. We as humans, we want to see progress. And to see progress, we have to measure it and show the individual, look, this is where you were when we started, and look at where you are now. Am I...
100%. Yes, 100%.
And I need to just interject. I love that recent podcast that you did with Dr. Vanda.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. And
Thank you.
And I love that lady. She was saying everything. I'm like, wow. She's very eloquent, and her messaging is totally on point with what we do and all that. And I say this because you start saying, what is a typical circuit? There is no typical circuit. We measure, we see what's right for you at the time, and then we measure again. And it may be the same, or what's moving the needle, or what's not moving the needle, and we keep adjusting to whatever works for the individual.
No, that's excellent. That's excellent. So when you started, you said that there was basically two types when it comes now to the equipment itself.
Mm-hmm.
There was equipment, for recovery, and there was equipment for performance. Have you covered all the equipment? Is there any other one you want to talk about?
There was one more left, which is the cardio that we do. Ralph mentioned a little bit about it, and it's an AI bike with an 8-minute and 40-second session that can improve your VO2 max and can help you optimize your cardiovascular health in general. And as he said, it's something crucial to be looking at, that it's about the VO2 max and where we stand right now, because as I mentioned at the beginning, there's two things mainly that we lose as we grow older, is oxygen and muscles. So in order for us to maintain it, we have that bike with 8-minute sessions. So it's in and out, very simple, very easy, but very effective.